All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to the lunch break here at the live well. Appreciate you guys joining me today. I see you, Doug's already out there in the comment section. I know there'll be others joining. Always takes them a few minutes. Guys got to sneak out if they're at work from lunch. If you're working today, hey, listen, it's still cold. I hope you're working indoors, but I hope you get, maybe you get to get off a little bit early today. Enjoy tonight, it's New Year's Eve, and of course tomorrow. A lot of good football that I'm going to be partaking of. I know a lot of you guys are going to go fishing, and I understand that completely, but tomorrow's football. Tonight and tomorrow is all about football for me. So, but if you go out tonight, if you're one of those that go out tonight, I said this last night on the live well, and what a great live well it was. Guys, be careful, okay? Think ahead, be smart, go enjoy yourself 100%. Enjoy yourself, but be smart. What's up, Clayton? Doc Holiday, how you guys doing? And Greg, appreciate you guys joining me today. Now, let's recap real quick last night with Pete from Bash U. I tell you what, congratulations to Ron Swinford, who won a yearly subscription to the Bass University. I mean, what a resource, right? I've looked at it. I've looked at it before, but until we started talking about getting Pete on, I'd really never gone in and done a deep dive on what they offer over there at Bash U. Guys, I know you guys get a lot of great information, especially locally from our show, but the best of the best at everything, I mean everything fishing related, is at Bash U. And I was just, I kind of got floored. It was like so overwhelming the amount of information. But go check them out. If you see Pete on social media, tell him, hey, you watched the podcast. He did a fantastic job too. The Black Cinco, hey, I didn't see that one coming. The Cinco I did, the color I didn't. But what's up, Steven Sturgeon, Tom, Jeff, all you guys? Clayton's at work with no heat. Um, Nathan said the first thing I saw in the title was Erectile. And listen, we're going to talk about it, but kind of in a way that you guys will understand it, excuse me, a little more about what I mean. Because I am your friend, right, that probably thinks differently than most of your friends. What's up, Fred Ashcraft and Coleman? I'm the guy that his brain is just different, right? I'm kind of like a kayak guy in a way. And sometimes it gets me in trouble, but sometimes it allows me to think of things that a lot of you guys are scared to think about. And of course, talk about them because a lot of you guys are scared to talk about them, right? It's kind of like dipping in church, right? I'm the one sitting there on the second row, got a little bit in. Jesus don't care. I really firmly believe that. But I just do it. And a lot of the guys are sitting back there and they're suffering, wishing they could do it. I just do it. So I just say what's on my mind and I tell you what's on my mind. And it's scary sometimes. But we're going to get into that here very, very shortly. Let me get my coffee right here. But anyway, so again, guys, listen, I'm going to have to have all of you guys help spread the word about the brand changing coming with the channel. Everything Fish North Georgia is about to become the live well. John G is in the house. Congratulations, John. I got your reel right here. Ken says, just a reminder, Bash U does provide discounts to military and high school kids. They have 20% off new memberships on their website right now. So go join Bash U. Listen, for the and this is just what they've got online, right? Just what they got online. Think of how many guide trips you would actually have to, partake in to get that knowledge. Their live seminars. He was talking about in Anderson. 3 speakers, including Mill Wagner, day one, which is Saturday the 17th. 3 more on Sunday. How many guide trips would you have to go on? And it's cheaper. Actually, you could do a couple of them things for the price of a good guide around here. So what's up, Tracy Coker? Hey, you guys, listen. Go check them out. And if you're on TikTok, shoot old Pete a message and just say, hey, I'm joining Bash U. Saw you on the live well. And it was absolutely awesome. And John says, excited about the reel. John, what I want you to do is when you get this reel, okay, I want you to go make some videos out there on the water, take some pictures. I'm going to send you some hashtags. I want you to absolutely tag Spro in it, tag the live well in it so that Spro realizes we're doing our best to help them out as well. Chaz Bain, how you doing, buddy? So let's get into the talk. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. We're talking about Bash U right here. Listen to this. 1,400 videos and adding. Most YouTubers give 3 pieces of the 10-piece puzzle or copycat others' content. God knows they do that. Bash U gives you more pieces to the puzzle, and in class is great one-on-one time with the pros. After they do their presentation, you can go kind of get them over there in the corner and talk to them. Let's see. Austin, hey man, all right. Reminder of the benefit tournament January 10th out of Broyles Landing on Hartwell. Guaranteed payout is first place payout is $2,000. Austin, could you we might have done it before. Could you send me on Facebook and I'll approve it at the Fish North Georgia group page and let us get that out one more time before the new year. And we want to make sure that everybody knows about it. Guys, I tell you, when it comes to benefit tournaments, you go out there, you get to do some fishing. It does your heart good to help people out. So let's definitely go support them with that. Now, last night I didn't sleep that good. When I don't sleep that good, my mind wanders, right? I was watching that Southern Cal, was it TCU football game? First of all, it was the only thing on. And I love football. But you're talking about an extremely boring game. It was awful. And then it went in overtime. But of course, it's like a car wreck, right? You're just going to sit and watch it. Like, I'm invested in it. After we did the show last night, I went there and I turned it on. Takes me a while to go to sleep after a live well on a Tuesday or Thursday night. But this game was so bad, it was like watching turtles have sex. Slow, uncomfortable. But you know what? You guys understand if that video comes across your feed, you're going to watch it, right? And that's kind of where that football game was. But I was sitting there thinking, and these 2 topics popped into my mind: aliens and, of course, erectile dysfunction. Boners and bass, and I'm like, no, we're getting ready to get on it. So once the game was over, and of course I popped a 5-hour energy a little bit late. I was dragging yesterday afternoon, so about 7:30, right before the show, I popped a 5-hour energy, which of course did not help me sleep very well. Tried to lay down, got up about 2 in the morning, went and got me a handful of peanuts and a Coke Zero, and I'm sitting on the couch. And these are the thoughts that went through my mind. First of all, aliens. An alien abduction. And I need your help with this, guys, because this is what crossed my mind. I was thinking of the podcast crew. And I wondered if we made contact with aliens, if we were all out in a cornfield somewhere and we were 150, 200, 300 yards apart, which of the guys on the podcast crew would the aliens want to make contact with first? And I took myself out of the equation because we all know if I was there, it would be me. But I was thinking, you got Clint. You got Clint Bartlett. You got Alex Purz. Dave Aldridge, of course. Ken Pruitt. Occasionally jumps on. John Aldridge. Father Time. Tim McGuire. And countless other guys that are there on there all the time. But I was thinking, which one would the aliens find interesting and why? And I really honestly thought about that for an hour and a half. They would want to feel Clint's muscles. Well, that's kind of, I was trying to think of each one of them and what the aliens, I guess, would be looking for. If they were just wanting to make contact, which one would it be? And if they wanted to abduct and probe one, which one would it be? And I know you guys are sitting there thinking like, damn, Danny. Sorry, guys, this is just what crossed my mind. I didn't try to picture the probing or anything like that, but just which of the live well crew would aliens want to talk with and would they want to experiment on? Now, Father Time, all the wisdom in the world, right? He's got a lot of wisdom. But hell, they just flew across the universe. They probably don't need that wisdom. They probably want something strange, right? Now, yes, they could take Clint for his physique. They could take Dave and see why he yawns so much. The COVID test probe. They would do it, Coleman. Tim McGuire would be an interesting one because he's a cop. Alex is a kayaker. John Alder is a kayaker. Maybe it's that. But guys, which one of the crew? What's up, Big Bait John? Which one of the crew do you think aliens that have just traveled light years across the universe, and we're all out in the field, which one are they going to pick to talk to? Myself excluded. This is the kind of shit I think about in the middle of the night, which led to this. Professional anglers. Same thing. What if our entire universe was actually a drop of water on the head of a pin? Now, Stephen Sturgeon, I think about stuff like that too. Now, I believe in the big guy upstairs, and I believe in our Lord and Savior 100%. But I'm also that guy that thinks a little bit different. A little bit different. I'm not a conspiracy theory when it comes to my faith, but I do believe in a lot of other things that can be controversial. We ain't got time to get in all that. You know, an alien wouldn't have a chance. They would do a U-turn. Neither of you, they're here to pick up Biden. Biden ain't on the list. They got to do it with one of the crew. Alex Purrs, do you think you would be the one the aliens would want to come talk to? But then I got the transferring it over to fishing because, you know, there are people, if you're on social media, you got your shapeshifters and you got people that say the aliens are here and all that. Which one of the podcast guys might actually be an alien already? These are things that weighed heavy on my mind last night as I was sitting there at 2:00 in the morning, eating my peanuts and drinking my Coke Zero. I think the way I know all the guys, first of all, I think Tim McGuire is the strangest of all of us. I've read the Book of Enoch. Yeah, I got it over actually behind me. I've read all of them. Gospel of Thomas, Mary, you name it. I've read them all. Interesting reads. I think Tim McGuire would be the one because Tim is a strange little man. I think he would be one that they would find interesting. I don't know about the probing. Probably Jonathan Farmer because he's a big fella, right? There's a lot of experimentation you could do on Jonathan Farmer. And if he listens or one of you guys talk to him later on today, just tell him he got my vote as to who the aliens would pick up. I really think they would find John. It'd be kind of like they found Bigfoot. Jonathan's a big individual. And I imagine you got the aliens sitting there looking at all of us, and they're probably going to go, well, that one's kind of big. We probably get more done with him. Sounds like you were having hallucinations off that Coke Zero. No, I was bored shitless. That game sucked, but I couldn't sleep because I was on 5-hour energy, and I just. But how about this? Because this is where it went. What's up, Sam? Which professional angler out there, professional bass angler, if the aliens showed up tomorrow, who would they want to contact first in professional fishing? Okay, who would be the spokesman for all the professional anglers out there for the aliens to talk to? First contact, right? Then who would be the professional angler that they would most likely do the experiments on? Okay, I mean, it could be the same guy, it could be two different people. And then third, which of all the professional anglers out there might already be an alien? Things I was thinking about last night. Danny, the older you get, the harder it stops the wheels from turning at bedtime. 100%. I mean, seriously, this is honest to God. I'm not making this crap up. This was an hour and a half thought session that I had in my mind. Clint lived in Utah and now sounds like Kaz. Plus, he has that poster. If you ain't first, you're last. Clint might be the guy. Clint actually might be the guy. But I still think they would do more experiments. But they'd be able to get more experimentation done on Jonathan Farmer. Danny, I woke up this morning thinking about a dirty boot, toilet paper, and a Ford F-150. That's the way it is. We're old, Doug. Now, Nathan says Seth Fighter. Now, would Seth Fighter be the alien, the first contact, or the one that they would experiment on? Clayton Belmont says Ike. Same thing. Which one? You guys got to say. You guys got to put it in the comment section. Which one? Because there's three categories, right? Unless you want them to do all three. First contact, experimentation, and then who might actually be an alien? DP phone home, right? Randy Blockett would be the experiment. Shan for real. And Steven says, you know, Randy is on that list. Now, you think Randy's the alien already? Is he trying to tell us about, how, technology might get us in trouble? I just found it kind of interesting because if you pull up the trash that is known as X, these posts are there all the time, especially the people like the shapeshifters. And we know 99.99% of it is absolutely fake. But every once in a while, there's a post and you go, Ike is definitely an alien, Nathan said. Don't tell me you don't get it, Danny. Oh, no, listen. Okay. Oh, yes. No. Oh, I do now. A dirty boot, toilet paper, and a Ford F-150 for sure. So that's an inside joke, boys. One day, Doug will let me tell everybody about it. But right now, we're not going to do that. We're just going to enjoy that one amongst ourselves. Easton's brain needs to be studied by aliens. Easton Fothergill. So, I mean, okay, so you think actually if the aliens were going to pick a professional angler, they're going to pick one that knows what's going on. Speaking of Farmer, he's here. What's up, guys? Farmer, I just kind of nominated you. There's 3 categories amongst the Live Well crew. If aliens came to Earth and they caught all of us in the field, who would they most likely make contact with first? Who would be the spokesman they would want to talk to? And I excluded myself. Who would be the one that they would like to experiment on and probe a little bit? And then which you guys actually are an alien? And Farmer, I just because you're the biggest, I picked you to have the experiments done. There's just you're a big dude. They might can get more information out of you as far as makeup. But if the probing hurts, buddy, I'm sorry. You just got to take one for the team. Now, Ken said Tim would enjoy it the most. That's what I'm saying. That's why I had to take myself out of it because I might too. Dead Rabbit. Aliens are stealing those of you guys with erectile dysfunctions. Oh my gosh. We're going to get into that in a second too. Nathan says we have signs everywhere around our town saying repent, Jesus is coming. Hey, listen, they're everywhere. I do believe you need to do that. But there is, I just think, sometimes there's a lot more to it all. Farmer, you are the one. You are the one that we are going to offer up to the aliens because we think that you would want to be the one that they'd want to probe. And here's the thing, too, though. Like, how about this? If all of us Live Well guys were in a room, and you can put me in this one, and we all say, hey, listen, I was abducted by an alien, and they did things to me. Which one would you believe? Again, probably Tim. I think Tim would be that. I wonder where the probe goes. Well, where do you think it goes? That's exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't say he would like it. I just said Farmer would give the most fishing tips if the aliens wanted to learn how to catch bass. And that might be why they're here. Perhaps they heard about this great show called The Live Well that gives a lot of great fishing information. And they traveled across the universe to, pick our brains. Maybe we are the ones they're after. Jackster, what the hell did I just walk into? Danny's brain, dude. It's the last show of the year. Next week, we can get back into the serious stuff. Tracy Coker said they would take Ryan back home. Ryan Sheffield. Oh, my. Yeah, him and Farmer. That would be it. What's happening, guys? Finally made it. There you go, Mike Geiger. Now, listen, here's Coleman. Just like he'd been married a week. Do alien women gripe as much as human women? I don't know. I don't see how it's possible. I mean, all things are possible. I don't see how it's probable. Clint said he'll teach him how to scope. Now, listen, that's funny. Now, I mean, they just drove a spaceship across the universe, and Clint's going to go, hey, guys, you ever seen a live scope? Do it in your Kaz voice. Y'all ever seen live scope? Silverpunk afternoon. Happy New Year's Eve to everybody. Now, Dead Rabbit, here we go. Nathan Owens, 2030 to 33 is supposed to be 2,000 years since Christ's murder, and there are speculations about the 2,000 year mark. Christ and Christians supposed to cleanse the earth of non-followers of Christ. Yeah, I mean, you're going to start getting into we can get into the church show. That's not what I had planned. I didn't put that the second coming in there with the erectile dysfunction and aliens. But given the way this show is, you never know where we'll go. Um, Tom says we have seen a couple. Love the title. There you go. Okay, Tom. Now, first of all, he sent a picture. I believe this is the one. Now, on the group page last night, he talked about I believe it was 13-pound smallmouth or something like that caught in Kentucky. He sent a picture. It's on the group page. But Tom says we've seen a couple. You've seen a couple aliens. Let us know about this. Stephen Sturgeon. Maybe the aliens are given erectile dysfunction disease like a sterilization project to control the population. Now we're thinking. Okay. Farmer says, good to know. I am the Live Well Cruise sacrificial lamb. Well, listen, Farmer, we're selling it by the pound, buddy. All right. I mean, by the pound. We know how it goes. Go to the grocery store. Everything's by the pound. And you're the biggest one. I mean, you're 6'12" or whatever you are. Silverpunk says, I'm spending the last day of the year in the gym. Good for you. Now Coleman says, I'm kidding. Listen, boy, that's a bad sign, Jeff. He says about Coleman. His wife is a sweetie. Absolutely. Now, Patricia said, that's a whole different kind of scoping. You're right. They might use live scope on you. You never know. Let's see. ED and give me a second coming. Good Lord, Clint. You need to go to church with me. Jagster says, have them take all the Lanier ghosts. We'll talk about that. But I was just curious, but none of you guys have mentioned, like, a couple of you guys said Randy Blockett. And here's the thing is I think first of all, if the aliens were coming back and to talk to professional anglers, you got to throw Bill Dance out there, right? Because Bill Dance, they would ask one question and Bill Dance would give them 2 or 3 hours worth of conversation, right? Now, granted, I know he's not the most current one, but I think Bill Dance could give him a good summary of everything to do. And he'll probably talk the color selector with them and all that kind of stuff to see what kind of technology they're using on their ponds back home. Probably give them a Tennessee hat. Of course, Tennessee got their ass kicked. Rocky Top, baby. There you go. Man, they didn't really get their ass kicked, but they lost to Illinois. I mean, seriously? Like, I think Dawson County High could play with them. But I digress on that. Farmer said, they like them big, they like them chunky. Gotcha. There you go, Farmer. By the pound, baby, by the pound. But I think they would I think the contact we would need, we'd have to put Bill Dance out there. Which one would they like to probe? And of course, it all depends on what they're probing for. But let's just say to get on the inside just to see what makes them tick. They'd probably choose somebody like G-Man, something like that. A little more physical statured, although he's bow-legged as hell. They probably try to figure out what the hell's wrong with that. But other than that, they'd probably pick G-Man. I think he'd be a good choice. And then, of course, the alien, the pro that's actually an alien. Let's throw a young kid out there. Let's say McKinney. McKinney's actually an alien already. Rear-facing sonar. There you go, RFS. Jackson said Illinois was good this year. Listen, Jackster, that's all relative, okay? Illinois was good compared to what? Illinois regularly? Yes, they were good this year. Tennessee probably didn't have half their team playing. They didn't want to get hurt. But no, they were not bad. And they beat Tennessee. They'd kick Randy out of the spacecraft in less than 10 minutes. He complains worse than a woman. Do you think, and let's just play with this a little bit. If the aliens abducted Randy Blockett and they get him on a spacecraft, do you think within 10 minutes that would actually happen? They would kick him off because Randy would be in there telling them how unfair it was that they use this technology to beam his ass up from Earth, or how their advanced radar systems allowed them to, detect meteors and avoid them and all this kind of thing. Do you think Randy Blockett would honestly accept technology, or he would complain about it on an alien spacecraft? And I'm just playing with Randy Blockett, but think about that. What would Crankin and Yankin do? And I know he doesn't watch during the lunchtime, but we know he is anti-forward-facing sonar and technology. Do you think cranking and yanking. If the aliens came and they were talking to us, he would just send all those daggum rolly eye faces that he normally does. Like, flux capacitors, laser beams, space warp continuum drives. I could see cranking and yanking like that. Randy would say they have cheater saucers. They would shoot him out. Let's see, what did it say right here? They would shoot him out of the airlock in 5 minutes. I know. And we're just having some fun at the expense of Randy Blockett. But you guys see, you think the aliens would be for or against forward facing sonar? That's the question of the day. If aliens came to Earth wanting to learn how to fish, would they be for forward facing sonar or against forward facing sonar? And why? And why? That's the big thing. Jeremiah's on the way to the saltwater again, getting the hell away from the crazy New Year. Jeremiah, how do you pay for all your damn gas? Like, you got a gas card we don't know about? Because you're putting the miles on it. I'm just telling you, I hope you catch a bunch of them. They got Randy on the probing table. He'd be saying, don't use that cheater box probe. Go old school with your alien finger. You guys, Silverpunk. Oh, my Lord, that's great. Randy makes it too easy to have fun at his expense. I know he does, and he knows he does as well. How about this? Just a little free advice. When you wake up at 2, rather than letting your mind wander, maybe crack a Bible, just saying, hey, Stephen Sturgeon, I promise you, I read the Bible every day for about 45 minutes every morning. I'll put my Bible reading up against anybody in this group. But that don't make it that my mind ain't human and it can't wander. 100%. In fact, I read the first chapter of Ephesians this morning. We can talk about that if you want to. Speaking of yesterday, I found out Ohio has a walleye drop. I still think the Georgia bass drop is still a great idea. I can do it. I told you I would do the drop. We're going to do the Marble Hill redneck drop. Kendra's heading back to North Carolina. Tamar said she fished some Hartwell stuff over there. Saw that last night in the comment section. Mike Geiger, 100% cuz they all like that technology. Clint says, I can see an alien being a little bitchy about holding a fish. Possibly. All depends on how many fingers they got too, right? Like being scared of a 12-inch spot. 100%. Now, I know I spent some time on alien, but I put erectile dysfunction. Some bourbon can help you sleep, help you fall asleep. I don't drink no more. I quit drinking. And although I do like bourbon, I quit drinking due to the Seth Fighter debacle of 2025. I ain't drinking no more. So I just say, I don't say I quit drinking. I just say I don't drink. That would be a possum drop if I did it. Y'all coming to Anderson? Possibly. Matt said he might set us, Pete said he might set us up. Now, here's why I put erectile dysfunction on there, and it has nothing to do with aliens, right? Nothing to do with aliens. When you're watching TV now, the commercials, we know how they are. Now, back in the day when Mark Martin and NASCAR started driving the Viagra car a little bit, you know, it was uncomfortable watching NASCAR, but they came out with the Viagra commercials during that. That's when you first started seeing them, right? Now you can't watch a sporting event without being inundated by it, all right? It's like the biggest problem in the world we got going on right now as men is ED. But here's where I've got a little bit of a conspiracy thing about it, because all of a sudden, within the last month, okay, you guys watch us on YouTube. You guys watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. You know how it is. You get the commercials. Every single commercial between every video I watch is an ED or a premature commercial. If you guys go on your Facebook, you go on anything, what you guys say, we all talk about our phones listening to us. We all talk about them tracking everything we do. I mean, if the reels on your Facebook page are all boobs, we know what you're doing. I'm just saying, we know. But I don't go around talking about that in my house. And so I was sitting there last night and I pulled up YouTube. And honest to God, Out of the first 10 commercials, 8 were this was these premature and ED commercials. And they're on the phone as well. So what I'm wondering is, here's my thing. Because I don't talk about it. I don't look it up. I don't do any of that stuff about it. But is my wife talking about me behind my back? Those are targeted ads towards you, Danny. That's what I'm saying. But I don't look that stuff up. Are the phones listening in my house? Is my wife talking about me and ED? Do any of you other guys have this problem? I'm going to confront her with it later on today. Every time I cut the live well on, it's the premature ad. Abby laughs so hard. That's kind of funny too. Abby laughs so hard on a premature, but that's what I'm saying. It's targeted because they know our age. Maybe that's it, Silverpunk. How long before Steven says, how long before the television commercials start in with the premature commercial? It's I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. It could be age related. That might make sense. Apple was listening to what you were talking about yesterday. I was sitting there thinking again, in my mind, I'm just like, why am I getting this ad? Why am I getting this ad? And it could be, you guys might be right, because I'm getting ready to go confront my wife. Are you talking to your friends or somebody on the phone, or are you looking up things because you think I need some help? I'm just wondering. How about this? Let's see. You guys go. Farmer's getting to go fish another tournament. There you go. How many people remember the Smiling Bob sponsored car, Insight? Oh, the Insight. That was supposed to be like performance enhancing, right? You know, the growth one, right? Insight. I ain't heard that in a while. You're right, Steve Causey. Um, Nathan says, I get those ads too. It's wild. Bob Seeley. ED ads are legit all over my phone as well. 46 is when those ads get targeted, though. Question mark. Maybe. Maybe. But that's what I was again. This is, there was nothing that game sucked last night. So I thought about aliens and why I'm getting erectile dysfunction in the premature ads. Coleman, she won't be laughing in about 25 years. That's exactly right. I can't get rid of the Hims ads, even though I got a head full of hair and I can have a 2x4 in my pants in a second. So it's got to be age related. Now, Silver Punk. Now, listen, you might be the unicorn. We talked about you and your love life the other day, right? I believe it was you. So, hey, I get it. I get it 100%. The real backwards, I'm late to the lunch. Hey, listen, glad you could come by. Nathan said I'm 23, man. So he was talking, I guess he's responding to somebody else. Now, Mike Geiger, here's a good question. So what about some of you younger guys on here? Are you getting those ads? Okay, Coleman. Tyler Shell, that must be somewhere today. I don't see him. But any of you guys that are under the age of 30, when you get YouTube ads, what are you seeing on your YouTube ads? Is it a male thing or is it an age-related thing? Or like I still think Miss Pruitt might be talking to her sister on the phone or something. Or heaven forbid, one of my daughters, like, we got to get your dad some help. Because I think I'm doing pretty good, guys. But, hey. Now, Kendra said she doesn't get those ads. I hope not. Sasquatch. Everything I turn on WSB radio, it's always Dr. Simovitz or some of the other wiener doctors ads too. Yeah. Like, hey, we can get you fixed in 90 minutes without surgery. Or 98% of our guys have success on their first visit. Like, what are they pumping in you, dude? Because they say if the Viagra, if you have not had success, if you've not found luck with Viagra or Cialis, come into our office, and in 98% of you will have success on your first visit. What are they doing? What are they doing? I get the mushroom coffee ads and the fat loss ads, Farmer says. Coleman says mine's like a shish kebab stick rather than a 2x4. I know he's they always got to go with the 2x4, right? Really, they're paying a lot of money in advertising and preying on the insecurities of middle-aged men. That's exactly what's going on. I'm just trying to figure out how it gets to where. Messick says male things for me, so he gets that. He's young. Jagster, I just had a singles ad pop up as you're talking, and I'm married. That might be something that after this is all said and done, I'll have to go look and see what we're getting. Nathan says, I'm getting those. I'm 23. The Real Backwater says, I think they sell your age to companies to target you. Every time I go on a new website or something like that where it says, can we share your information? I always click no, but I don't think they listen to that. Brazil says, I think I'm lucky. I always get those damn lawyer ads. Doug Rice said, I have found those little pills work great with tomatoes. Just put one in with the plant and you don't have to stake them. Oh my God, he's making it funny right there, ain't he? Nathan says, there's a really good looking lady in there. That must be in the ad that you're watching. I guess because I was like, ain't nobody in here. Oh, you're talking about in the office. In the office with those guys. They stick a needle. I'm not even reading that. Stephen Sturgeon, suggesting to my wife that she is the cause of these commercials sounds like a good way to not have to worry about ED or premature for some time. Now, listen, you're right. I just sit there like I'm sitting there last night. I'm like, and it's the ad. You guys might get this ad. It's these two young women in a kitchen, and they're like mid-20s, and they're having a conversation like a couple of 55-year-old women. My husband, he's been prematurely ejaculating and it's really causing him to lose his confidence and all this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying, like, what 25-year-old women sit around in their kitchen and they have this conversation? But apparently you young guys are having some problems. Anything with a Google has a setting and an agreement that you agree to. And I think you can turn it off. I have to go check into that. But yes, Google listens and tracking algorithms. Google was developed specifically for tracking hit words, red flag words. So you guys that are getting a lot of boob things on that, we know what you're doing. Kendra said lots of workout and weight loss ads for me, reminding me every day I'm fat. I get those too. Maybe Danny should reach out to Hims for a LiveWell main sponsorship. Hot damn, like if they got enough money, I'll push that stuff. 100%. They got the good looking woman in the office. How about the crazy Temu ads on Facebook? Temu's everywhere. They are everywhere. They're like that damn mosquito that won't go away. For one time I went on Temu and I got text messages like 52 a day. It was crazy. But I get that. Jackster says I had a pill get stuck in my throat and my tongue. Let's just say had no problems for 4 hours. Now that's another thing too, guys. Since it's the last one of the year. We'll talk fishing again in 2026. For erections lasting longer than, what is it, 4 hours, go seek medical help. Guys, I'm having a freaking heart attack by that point. That damn medical help's coming 27 minutes into that. I just don't understand, but that one commercial in that land on WSB that you guys are talking about, he goes, we've got guys lasting 30, 60, and 90 minutes or even longer. And I'm like, who the hell wants to do that shit? 18, maybe. Early 20s, maybe. At 30, you start thinking about stuff. At 40, you're kind of, judging the physical possibilities. And at 50, you're like, damn, I'd like to go to sleep. Who's this 75-year-old man that's going 60, 90 minutes? And why? I don't understand it. Google was a project developed. Are you serious? Google was a project developed for tracking the word Jew and how many times in the subject. You sound like some of them guys. Is that true? A lot of young men with ED also have a corn addiction. Well, shit. What does corn have to do with it? And is it like corn on the cob, or is it sweet corn? Is it creamed corn? Corn puffs? What kind of corn are we talking about, Jeremiah? And I know you meant porn, but I had to go with corn. Oh yeah, that one chicken ad is very smashable. You guys are going. Y'all are taking it and going with it. And I knew you guys would. I just had to throw it out there. You guys can be baited so easily, but it's fun when you guys get going. My wife says, "Don't call a doctor, call her." After today's podcast, we're all going to be getting those ads nonstop. If you watch the live well, I hope you get a ton of hymns, ED, whatever ads out there. So Google, if you're listening to us right now, all of these guys, they're right here. You can track it. Go seek medical help after 4 hours, my ass. I'm calling more women. Jeff, you're my age, dude. You ain't calling shit. You know you ain't. You know you ain't. Now, Tom, 100%. I'm right there with you. I believe the Creator, Almighty God. Amen. I do. But I'm that heathen. I'm that heathen. Let's see. Real backwaters. I'm not even going to go there with the horses. Randy Callahan is a man after my own heart right here. We're of the same cloth. You can do amazing things in 5 minutes. And listen, I don't even want to know about your love life. All I was talking about was, do you guys get the ads and why? And I was wondering if my wife was the cause of me getting these ads. And now I'm getting your love life thing. We can dream, can't we, Danny? Like, listen, I don't even want to dream that. It would wear me out just thinking about it. I always tell my wife I'm about to give her the best 8 seconds of her life. And even that, she laughs. We're going out with a bang here in 2025, right? Dead rabbit. They take the saying never again very seriously, hence all American federal tax dollars going to Israel. Okay. I don't get into all that. I do think the stuff in Minnesota is interesting. But I also think that happens everywhere and in a lot of other groups as well. We got so much fraud and corruption in everything. It's terrible. After 10 minutes, I need about an hour's sleep, 100%. Like a bunny rabbit. You guys are awful. Awful. I just wanted to know if it was just me. It was just me. So what are you guys' plans for the New Year's? Okay, what do you actually honestly, in all honesty, have planned? Time for the ball to drop. I can tell you I'm going to be working on the website, on the social stuff. Starting here in a little while. I'm got to go to Home Depot and get some stuff and carpet for my boat that I'm getting me a new little boat ready for the electric only season, taking a 1436 Alumacraft. It's just a John boat. I'm gonna fish solo, so I'm getting ready to deck it out, do a little thing just so I can go fishing, get some flooring in it. So I'm gonna go to Home Depot and get some of that stuff to have. But then I'm gonna watch football and play on this computer and be working on some of our 2026 plans and all that over tonight because I don't go out on New Year's. That's just one night of the year that me and my wife we're just fine sitting at home. And I'll be quite honest with you, unless there's a good football game, I generally don't make it till midnight anymore. I used to do that. I just generally I'm in the bed. The Big Bopper, there you go. Fire, oysters, beer, and football. I ain't had some oysters. Now you saw that where a lot of people were getting sick eating raw oysters here. That was just early this week. I love oysters. Sit at home. Okay, let me go Jackster. Let me pull up Jacksters first. Canceled party with friends and gonna stay home with some blackberry crown. Salted caramel. If I were to participate in that, salted caramel crown. Fantastic. I'm not much into fruit flavors, but the salted caramel. Dead rabbit. Sit at home and watch the news and see if there's anything horrific happening. A lot of guys won't go out because of that. There's a lot. Like I know that I was seeing the thing. You know what happened in New Orleans last year because the dogs were down there and everything, or whenever that happened. On the news, they were talking about the security in New Orleans, even thinking about putting these permanent barriers up so you can't drive a vehicle at any time down Bourbon Street and all the in the French Quarter, a lot of those roads, like a year round. But especially the National Guard is there now because the locals called it in to help with this. The National Guard's there now and will stay until the end of Mardi Gras. It's a crazy world we live in. I'm putting some batteries and the new Charger and Dad's Ranger this evening, then football. Excellent, excellent. Nice, good, safe. I like it. That's a solid plan. Bartlett's heading back to the mountains, taking the lady out tonight for an event. Got a couple days off. Probably going to make her freeze her breasts. I'm not going to say it. on the old Skeeter one day. You're going to take her fishing, and she will be cold. Absolutely. Mountains are always good. Replaced the rod at Hammond's this morning, and my first fish of the year will be a slot red on it tomorrow. I hope you do. Peach Crown. That's what my son likes. He likes Crown. Peach, but and salted caramel. We both like that. Those Crown flavors are too sweet, 100%. That's why I don't like. I mean, now the salted caramel I like, but the other ones, yeah, I think they're too sweet. With vanilla Coke, Peach Crown with vanilla Coke. Interesting. As far as tomorrow goes, how many of you guys are doing the annual New Year's Day meal where you got to eat, the meat for money or what, or whatever it is, meat for, I think it's greens for money. Them damn black eyed peas for pennies, cornbread. I don't know exactly what all of it. I know my mom does it pretty much every year, and it don't work because I've eaten the hell out of collard greens and all that the last few years. I'm not a millionaire. As much of those that I've eaten the last few New Years, I should be. How many of you guys are doing that tomorrow with family or at your house? Mike Geiger says, as far as tomorrow goes, New Year's Day, me and the wife are going fishing at Lake Seed for a few hours. I have never fished Lake Seed. Want to go fish that. That's that chain, right? Coming out of Burton or whatever. You got like Lake Rabun, Lake Seed, like something else. It's like it's like a river kind of system, but they're lakes. It's like a little mini Tennessee River kind of thing. I've heard there's some fantastic fishing, and I know there were some electric only clubs that used to fish those back when we first started, and I don't hear about people fishing them anymore. Actually, I think a couple of them lakes got some pickerel in them too. I believe. Um, Kendra's going to bed early and up early for an 11-hour drive home. Yeah, those drives suck. The flu and the measles are running rampant. Yeah, the flu is. Of course, Pete last night said it was at his house before the show. His son and all of them got it, and he was fighting it off. Um, Doug says, after today's podcast, I've changed my plans. Going to put a fire in the fireplace, break out the blue pills, and talk to my wife about aliens and just see what happens. Let it report back to us next week, and let's see if it worked. Let's just see if it worked. Clint said, this was my best year yet, and the first time I didn't eat the New Year's meal. It might be the thing to do, right? Uh, I think I might go get a Boston butt and start smoking it, smoking one overnight. I am eating a lot of protein and all that, and I think as long as I don't put too much sugar in the, everything, I might do that. Eating leftovers for dinner. That's exactly what I do. Yeah, it's Burton, Seed, then Raven. Those three lakes coming out there. That's a pretty cool thing. Mike said, caught my two personal best out of that pond, both of them 10 and a half plus. Wow. That's impressive. I just wish I could break the double digits. Burton, Seed, Raven from top down. Doc Holliday. I don't know why I've never fished them, other than it is like an hour and 45-minute, 2-hour drive in the electric rig. But now this one, because it's lighter, because I had to give the company boat in the split, I gave it back. And so now I got this. I've had this Alumacraft for this John boat for 10 plus years. I used to have it decked out, at least a standard. I'm going to do some different things, but it's so lightweight in a trailer. There's not much weight. I trust driving it more than a used bass boat in the mountains and the curves and things like that because it's so light. I don't think I'm going to blow out a wheel bearing. Um, Farmer says you got to get back to work. Appreciate the nomination and the ED talk. Absolutely. Madeira is only 25 to 30 minutes from my house. What is Madeira, Mike Geiger? I don't know. Madeira is not registering in my brain right now. So, yes, I mean, like, I'm going to watch football. Now, again, all right, so let's just do this real quick. I want to make sure we get this in. The playoff games. Okay, so tonight you got Ohio State and Miami, right? Who you got winning that game? I'm going out on. I'm actually picking Miami to upset Ohio State tonight. I don't know why. I don't have no reason. I think Georgia takes care of Ole Miss tomorrow. Indiana will win, and Oregon will win. Check the next post. Oh, okay. They're only 25, 30 minutes from my house at most. Okay, I got you. Miami by 3.5. You know, I think you're going to end up getting Hammond's tournament in the morning. Might make it. Hey, listen, go out there, but be safe if you go out there, right? Indiana by 6.5. Okay, Real Backwaters is throwing out the predictions right there. Who you got tonight? Who you got tonight? Miami or Ohio State? Because I think Miami's defense is a lot better than people think, and I honestly think they're going to give Ohio State fits. Now I don't know about how both those teams got great defenses, so I think Georgia's playing too good. We'll see if the layoff hurt them, but if Georgia was playing as good as they were at the end of the year when they played Ole Miss during the year, they would have curb stomped Ole Miss then. Um, but I think you're going to come out with Oregon, Indiana, Georgia, and Miami. I think Texas Tech gets beat. That's just my take. Miami. All right, guys. So listen, we're gonna cut it a little short today because I got things to do. We're all gonna take the weekend off. You guys, I hope enjoy the time with your family. We're gonna get back to serious fishing talk next week. We're gonna start trying to do a little more of the actual on the lunch break, actual fishing talk, and I am working on trying to get at least once a week a guest in on the lunch break. Maybe a local guy, might be whatever, but I'm gonna try to start getting that. So we're really gonna start taking a lunch break. I mean, we'll always have some fun, but I'm gonna try to get some fishing guests for you guys as well. So I will talk to you guys again in 2026. If you go out tonight, or if you go out fishing or hunting over the weekend, or if you're driving home or whatever it is, um, y'all coming to Anderson Saturday for Bass U. Well, it's not this Saturday; it's the 17th and 18th. So we might. But guys, got a lot of great stuff in store for 2026. Got some plans of attack that working on behind the scenes. A lot of changes. Again, you guys are going to have to help when people's like, "What happened to Fish North Georgia?" Just tell them, "Hey, it's the live well. Nothing's changing." Um, Jagster actually voted for Vandy this year. Nice to see a trash team on the run again. Yeah, for sure. Um, but I want to say this at the end of the year. Appreciate you guys coming in here daily and just hanging with me at lunch. I look forward to it, and I like telling people I can't. Got to talk to my guys. But happy New Year to every one of you guys, and a safe New Year. And listen, hey, let's go into 26 and kick some ass and make 26 better than 25. I know it's going to be for me. That's the goal. But I hope that for all of you guys. I wish you guys success and everything, happiness, peace, all that stuff. So, but honestly, seriously, if you go out tonight, be safe. That's the big thing. I want you guys to come back and be able to talk fishing in 2026 because that's what we're going to do. We're going to get down and dirty with the fishing. And so that maybe by the end of 2026, we're all far better anglers than what we were at the start of 2026, or at least we're going to appreciate it a lot more. So, guys, with that, I'm going to end it. I'm going to go head to Home Depot. Got to go get some carpet and stuff like that. So, you guys be good. I might see you on some of the social media posts throughout the day. I'm going to be on Twitter tonight. If you are on X, um, Fish North Georgia, I'll be on there watching the game. So we can talk there on Facebook or whatever. But if not, be safe, be good. See you next Tuesday. Monday night's a kayak night. I'll see you